Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Common Sense Guys channel. Sorry that I've been away recently. College stuff really to be getting on with, and I should be getting on with it now. It's getting to that point where all of the resources and time that I need to be able to do college is taking over everything else. But quite a fun video. It's an interesting video. Have you ever heard of a term called ecosexuals? Yes. Ecosexuals. They are literally people that fuck the earth. Literally, fuck the earth. They have sex with nature, intercourse with nature. The only thing I would have to say on that is, did the earth give consent? Did he, she, whatever gender the earth would be, did they give consent? Did it? Probably not. Does that mean that they're actually raping the earth rather than the figuratively of the oil barons and so on raping the earth and pillaging? Are they actually, literally raping the earth by having intercourse with nature? Anyway, this is a whole new story that's come on from Vice News that is talking about ecosexuals, the belief of having sex with the earth could save it. Yeah, this is actually what's going on at this minute in time. So, from skinny dippers to people who have actual intercourse with nature, ecosexuality is a growing movement taking a new approach to combating climate change. So all of this is just to do with combating climate change, or a new approach to it. And yes, there are two females apparently that are kissing each other through grass masks at that moment in time that are naked on the floor, yes. So let's read a little bit of the story and see if we can try and understand where we're going with it. So, if you happen to find yourself in Sydney this week, because of course it would be Australia, of course it would be, you have the unique opportunity to have sex with the earth. You just need to stop by the Ecosexual bathhouse, which is currently part of the Sydney Liveworks Festival of Experimental Art. So let's just read that, well, whatever the fuck that was. If you happen to find yourself in Sydney, you have a unique opportunity to have sex with the earth. But if the earth cannot give consent, as cannot verbally consent to have sex with you, how is it sex? Are you not literally raping the earth, as I said before in my opening statement? Are you not literally raping the earth? But just because that you've had a bathhouse experience and cleansed your skin and soul, apparently, that's okay. So, to put this in comparison, and yes, it's a hyperbolic experiment, but if a rapist was to rape you, but had a bath beforehand, that then constitutes consent? I'm being really hyperbolic on purpose. But that's the point. You're trying to say that people are actually raping the earth when you're literally raping the fucking planet. Literally raping the planet. The bathhouse is an interactive installation created by artists Lauren Cronemer and Ian Sinclair of Pony Express. I don't even want to click on it. I don't want to click on it. I'm not going to click on it. I will link in the description box this article, and you lot can go and click on that. There's only so much crazy I can take for one goddamn video. who described the work to me as a no-holds-barred extravaganza meant to dissolve the barriers between species as we descend into oblivion. Now, that quotation really worries me into the connotations that you could take from this, or reading into it, that if you're going to break down the barriers between species, and it's okay for you to fuck an inanimate object that is the Earth, or the Earth in general, then it wouldn't be much of a leap, or a reach, to say that you would be interested in fucking animals. Now, I mean this in a non-literal sense, and it's just something that is in my own head at this minute in time. But that's what I get as a connotation from we are breaking or dissolving the barriers between species as we descend into oblivion. I just find that really worrying about the mindset of the people that are doing this. It's almost like a cultish mentality. It seems really fucking weird to me. But as a result of our global environmental crises, so you're going to fuck the Earth better? I'm not sure that works medically. I'm really not sure that works medically. I'm really not sure. But I suppose that sex is everything apparently, and apparently male masculinity is toxic. Interesting.
You're fucking a white male! So? You're a white man!
But they also see their piece as a part of a much larger ecosexual movement, which they say is gathering momentum around the world. Yeah, interesting. I still don't see how this is ever going to be able to solve the Earth's problems by trying to fuck a tree to make it feel better. I mean, I'm really lost for words on how the understanding is on this, but whatever. And they may be right. Jennifer Reed, a PhD candidate in, obviously, sociology.
Wow.
Obviously, in the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, is writing a dissertation on ecosexuality and says that the number of people who identifies as ecosexuals has increased markedly in the past 2 years, and Google search data confirms that interest in the term has spiked dramatically over the past year. We may look back on 2016 as the year ecosexuality hit the mainstream. Really? Really? Okay. Ecosexuality is a term with wide-ranging definitions, which vary depending on who you ask. In other words, this is a completely subjective subcategory of a sexualized fetish that anybody can have any definition of what they deem to be ecosexual. Interesting that a sociology student would even suggest this as being a good idea for trying to save the world. But hey, what the fuck do I know? So, Amanda Morgan, a facility member at the UNLV School of Community Health Sciences, who is involved in the ecosexual movement, that would obviously say that this isn't rape, the Earth is consenting. I just don't understand logic of these people. Says that ecosexuality could be measured in the sense not unlike the Kingsley scale. On one end, it encompasses people who try to use sustainable sex products, or who enjoy skinny dipping and naked hiking. Again, I'm not sure that's a sexualized fetish at that point in time, but it's up to you. I mean, you do what you want to do. I'm not sure that that's a form of ecosexuality. That's just a kink. I'm just saying, I don't really know. Again, I'm nobody special. I don't fucking know. But it's just interesting how these people try to, should we say, justify their ideas? But hey, let's carry on. On the other hand are people who roll around in the dirt having an orgasm covered in potting soil. She said, there are people who fuck trees or masturbate under a waterfall. Yeah, which I would say that's a sexualized activity, where the others is not a sexualized activity. But again, I'm not here to argue on semantics of points and definitions. I'm here to mostly point my finger and laugh at people that are literally fucking trees. So let's carry on. The movement's growing prominence owes much to the effect of Bay Area performance artists, activists, and couple Annie Spinkle and Elizabeth Stevens, who have made ecosexuality a personal crusade as they fuck each other with grass masks on their faces while fucking in fields, thinking that they're fucking the whole world at the same time. But hey, you do you. You do you, guys. You do you. They have published an eco-sex manifesto. I'm really tempted. Really tempted to go onto that to read it, but I'm not going to. Because I think you guys should read it. Let's just say that most people that bring out manifestos that are not politically related to what they would do for policy making may be a bit crazy. Let's just go with that. Okay? Let's just go with that. Moving on. On their website, Sex Ecology, and produced several films on the theme, including a documentary. I'm just... Oh, yes. Yes. Goodbye Galilee Mountain, an ecosexual love story which depicts the polyamorous, not polyamorous, but pollen, for people at the back that don't understand what I mean, and I'm sure there is somebody, flowers, pollen, grass, between then and the Appalachian Mountains, and while touring a theatre piece across the country. Dirty Sex Ecology, 25 ways to make love to the earth. They've officiated wedding ceremonies. They've actually officiated wedding ceremonies. They have somehow been ordained to be able to do weddings. Not the fact of... The funny thing out of this was, not the fact that I didn't pick out the 25 ways of how to make love to the earth. That wasn't the most stupidest thing that I thought of or was able to pick out. No! Bypass that. They officiated fucking weddings. But that just goes to the sense of absolute stupidity and moronicism. Yes, I'm making that as a word now. Moronicism of these people. 25 ways to make love to the earth, even though the earth cannot give consent. Ha! Where they and fellow ecosexuals marry the earth, the moon, and other natural entities. So they've officiated wedding ceremonies where they marry the earth, where they are so self-grandizing that they have married the whole of the earth, and the whole of the earth is for them. The moon that they've married is now so theirs that they are married to the moon, and other natural entities such as trees and rocks and waterfalls and fuck me, why not just marry a car? Yes, I know, there's a rule. There probably is somebody that has done it. I do understand. So let's just carry on and hopefully end this craziness, though I suppose it's not going to. Spinkle and Stevens talk openly about ecosexuality as a new form of sexual identity. And of course it would be in fucking San Francisco. At last year's San Francisco Pride Parade. They led a contingent of over 100 ecosexuals in a ribbon-cutting ceremony to officially add an E to the LGBTQI acronym. So anybody that wants to be able to do this, the whole Pride movement that was set up for San Francisco had just over 100 people that are in this movement that actually were willing to come out for this. And over the whole population of the world, apparently just over 100,000 people around the world openly identify as ecosexuals. But apparently all of these people now need to have an extra letter to add themselves to an acronym to have inclusivity to the open world. So it's not LGBTQI anymore, though I suppose there's other acronyms and other letters that are added onto it as well, but for this purpose is now the LGBTQIE acronym. And you wonder why people laugh at your fucking acronym. Now, everybody individually in that acronym deserves to have rights. Nobody is suggesting that they do or they don't. And anybody that doesn't is just an idiot and shouldn't be listened to. They are all humans, regardless. But to say that the acronym in itself actually stands for inclusivity anymore is just absolutely ludicrous. All it is to add identity and to form communities. That's all it is. That's all this is. That's all any of this is to make sure that I think that I'm special and nobody's doing what I'm doing and I'm special. And yes, I know that's going to be clipped by somebody. I'm special. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. Most importantly, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this video as much as possible. Thank you very much. You've been a great audience. I'll speak to you all again real soon. But bye for now.